Imagine walking through a crowded street, brushing past countless faces, each one a story, each smile a mask. Every day we meet people who seem kind, confident, or charming, but how often do we pause to ask, who are they really? Beneath the surface, beyond the words and polished appearances, lies a truth that most of us miss. Today, on ZENLIGHT 8, we're diving deep into two powerful principles, rooted in Stoic wisdom and modern psychology, that will change the way you see others and even yourself. These aren't just abstract ideas. They're practical tools you can use today to navigate relationships, make wiser choices, and live with greater purpose. Stick with us until the end, because by the time this video is over, you'll have a new lens to spot authenticity in a world obsessed with appearances. Let's get started. Picture this. It's 7 a.m. in a bustling coffee shop just a few blocks from your office. The line stretches to the door, the barista is juggling orders, and the air hums with the chaos of a Monday morning. You're waiting for your usual latte when the barista hands you the wrong drink, a caramel macchiato instead of your black coffee. You're running late, your inbox is already overflowing, and this small mistake feels like the last straw. In that moment, you have a choice. Do you snap, letting frustration spill over, demanding a fix with a sharp tone? Or do you pause, offer a gentle smile, and say, "No worries, I know you're swamped. Can you make it quick?" That choice, as small as it seems, is a window into who you are. It's not about the coffee or the mistake. It's about the quiet power of how you treat someone who can't offer you anything in return. Welcome to the first principle of true character, unconditional kindness. On ZENLIGHT 8, we're peeling back the layers of human behavior to uncover what really matters. And today, we'll explore why the smallest gestures, those fleeting, unnoticed moments, reveal more about a person's heart than any grand speech or polished resume ever could. The Stoics, those ancient philosophers whose wisdom still lights our path, believed that true virtue shines brightest when no one is watching. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who wrestled with his own humanity, wrote, "The fruit of this life is good character and acts for the common good." Think about that for a second. Good character isn't about the applause you get or the likes on your latest post. It's about what you do when there's no reward, no recognition, no Instagram story to capture it. It's the way you speak to the delivery driver who's late because of traffic, the patience you show to the overworked cashier at the grocery store, or the quiet respect you offer to the elderly neighbor struggling with her groceries. These moments, so easy to overlook, are where your character takes shape. They're the raw, unfiltered truth of who you are. Let's go back to that coffee shop. Imagine two people standing in line, Sarah and Mike. Sarah, despite her own hectic morning, notices the barista's tired eyes and offers a warm "thank you" when her drink is finally corrected. She doesn't expect anything in return. She's not fishing for a free coffee or a nod of approval. Her kindness is instinctive, a reflection of a heart attuned to empathy. Mike, on the other hand, rolls his eyes when his order is delayed. He mutters under his breath, "This place is a mess," and barely acknowledges the barista's apology. To him, the barista is just a cog in the machine, not a person with their own struggles. Over time, these patterns tell a story. Sarah's small acts of kindness build a life of connection and meaning, while Mike's impatience reveals a deeper need to feel superior, perhaps masking his own insecurities. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies, like those from researchers at Stanford, show that people who consistently show empathy toward those in less powerful positions tend to have stronger emotional resilience and healthier relationships. Meanwhile, dismissive or condescending behavior often stems from a fragile ego, a need to prop oneself up by putting others down. Now let's make this real for you. Think about the last time you interacted with someone who couldn't give you anything, a waiter, a janitor, or even a stranger asking for directions. Did you pause to see them as a person, or did you rush past, caught up in your own world? The beauty of this principle is that it's not about being perfect. It's about awareness. The Stoics taught us that we can't control the chaos of the world, the traffic, the wrong coffee, the endless emails, but we can control how we respond. Every interaction is a chance to practice kindness, to align your actions with your values. And here's the secret. These small choices don't just shape how others see you, they shape how you see yourself. When you hold the door for someone, when you say thank you to the cashier, when you offer a smile instead of a sigh, you're building a version of yourself that's grounded, confident, and whole. But let's flip the lens. This principle isn't just about you. It's a tool to read the people around you. Want to know who someone really is? Watch how they treat the waiter when the food is late. Notice how they speak to the customer service rep on the phone. Do they show patience and respect, or do they lean into frustration and entitlement? These moments are like X-rays of character, cutting through the polished words and curated social media feeds. I once knew a colleague, let's call him Tom, who was all charm in the boardroom. Sharp suit, big smile, always ready with a compliment. But one day, I saw him snap at a parking attendant over a $5 fee. His tone was cold, dismissive, as if the attendant was beneath him. That moment stuck with me. It wasn't about the money. It was about how Tom revealed his true colors when he thought no one important was watching. Contrast that with my friend Lisa, who always takes a moment to ask the grocery clerk how their day is going, even when she's juggling a toddler and a full cart. Lisa's kindness isn't for show, it's who she is. And over time, those small acts have built a life filled with trust and genuine connection. So, how can you apply this today? Start small. The next time you're at a coffee shop, a grocery store, or even stuck in traffic, look for a chance to show kindness without expecting anything back. Maybe it's tipping a little extra for the waiter who's clearly having a rough day. Maybe it's saying, no problem, when someone cuts you off in line. These acts don't cost you anything, but they ripple outward, creating a world that's a little warmer, a little more human. And here's a challenge for you. Try this for 1 week. Notice how it feels to choose kindness, even when it's inconvenient. Jot down one moment each day where you practice this principle and see how it shifts your perspective. Share your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it goes. The Stoics remind us that life is a series of choices, and each one is a brushstroke on the canvas of your character. Unconditional kindness isn't about grand gestures or viral moments. It's about the quiet strength of showing up as your best self, especially when no one's watching. As we move forward, we'll explore another principle that reveals character in an even deeper way. How someone honors their word, even when it's hard. Stay with me, because this next insight will give you a powerful tool to build trust and live with integrity. Let's shift gears and dive into a truth that cuts to the core of who we are, the promises we make and whether we keep them. Think about the last time someone promised you something, a friend who said they'd help you move, a coworker who swore they'd meet a deadline, or even a simple, "I'll call you back," that never happened. How did it feel when they followed through? And how did it sting when they didn't? On ZENLIGHT 8, we're not just talking about words. We're uncovering the profound weight of keeping your word, a principle rooted in Stoic philosophy and backed by modern psychology. A promise isn't just a statement, it's a bond, a bridge of trust that says, "You matter to me." And when we honor that bond, we don't just strengthen our relationships, we forge a stronger version of ourselves. Let's explore why keeping promises, no matter how small, is one of the most powerful ways to live with integrity and how it can transform your life today. The Stoics saw keeping your word as a cornerstone of virtue. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, wrote, "If you wish to be loved, love. If you wish to be trusted, be trustworthy." Simple, yet profound. A promise is more than a commitment. It's a reflection of your values, a mirror of your character. When you say, "I'll be there," and you show up, rain or shine, you're telling the world and yourself that your word has weight. But when you break a promise, even with a good excuse, you chip away at that trust, leaving cracks in the foundation of your relationships and your self-respect. Modern psychology echoes this. Albert Bandura, a renowned psychologist, showed that our actions shape our sense of self as much as they shape how others see us. Every promise you keep is a deposit in your own confidence, a reminder that you're someone who does what they say. Every promise broken even a small one, withdraws from that account, leaving you feeling less grounded, less whole. Let's bring this to life with a story. Imagine it's a Saturday morning and you're moving into a new apartment across town. You're knee-deep in boxes, the clock's ticking, and you're counting on your friend Jake to show up at 9 a.m. with his pickup truck as he promised. You've planned your day around it, rented a U-Haul, scheduled the movers, the works. But at 8:55 you get a text. Hey, something came up, can't make it. No explanation, no apology, just a quick dodge. Suddenly, you're scrambling, stressed and a little hurt. It's not just about the move, it's about the trust you placed in Jake's word. Now picture a different friend, Emma. She not only shows up at 9 sharp, but brings a thermos of coffee and an extra pair of hands to help with the heavy lifting. She didn't have to go the extra mile, but she did because her promise wasn't just words. It was a commitment to you. Emma's actions don't just make the move easier. They deepen your bond, reinforcing a trust that's hard to break. This principle isn't just about big moments like moving day. It's in the small, everyday promises that character shines through. Did you tell your coworker you'd review their report by noon? Did you promise your partner you'd pick up dinner on the way home? These micro-commitments might seem trivial, but they're the building blocks of trust. When you follow through, you're saying, "My word matters." When you don't, even with a valid reason, you risk sending a different message. My priorities trump my promises. The Stoics would argue that the real test of character comes when keeping your word is inconvenient. Life is messy. Traffic, jams, last-minute meetings, unexpected emergencies. But it's in those moments that your integrity is forged. A person who shows up anyway, who finds a way to honor their commitment, demonstrates a strength that goes beyond circumstance. Let's take this to the workplace. Imagine a manager, Rachel, who promises her team she'll push for better software to streamline their work. She knows it's a tough sell. Upper management is skeptical, budgets are tight, but she gives her word. When pushback comes, Rachel doesn't back down. She spends late nights drafting proposals, meeting with stakeholders, and finding creative workarounds. Eventually, she secures a trial for the software, proving to her team that she's not just talk. Compare that to another manager, David, who makes the same promise but drops it at the first sign of resistance. "It's out of my hands," he says, shrugging. His team's trust erodes, not because he failed, but because he didn't try. Rachel's effort, even if it hadn't succeeded, would still carry weight because it showed her commitment to her. But here's where it gets real. Keeping promises isn't just about others, it's about you. Think about the promises you make to yourself. Maybe you vowed to hit the gym 3 times a week, to read a book a month, or to finally tackle that side hustle you've been dreaming about. These internal commitments are just as sacred as the ones you make to others. Every time you follow through, you're building discipline, confidence, and a sense of self you can rely on. Every time you let yourself off the hook, you're quietly telling yourself, "I don't trust my own word." I remember a time when I promised myself I'd meditate for 10 minutes every morning for a month. The first week was easy, but by week 2, life got in the way. Deadlines, errands, Netflix binges. But I stuck with it, even on the days when 10 minutes felt like an hour. By the end of the month, it wasn't just about the meditation. It was about proving to myself that I could keep a promise, no matter how small. That feeling? It's like planting a seed that grows into something unshakable. So, how can you apply this today? Start by auditing your promises. Before you say, "I'll do it," ask yourself, "Can I realistically follow through?" The Stoics valued wisdom as much as virtue, and part of wisdom is knowing your limits. It's better to say no than to overpromise and underdeliver. Next, focus on the small stuff. Show up on time for that coffee date. Finish that email you said you'd send. These tiny acts of integrity stack up, creating a life of trust and purpose. And when you mess up, because we all do, own it. A sincere apology and a plan to make it right can rebuild trust faster than excuses ever will. Here's a challenge. Pick one promise this week, big or small, and commit to it fully. Maybe it's calling a friend you've been meaning to check in with or finishing a task you've put off. Write it down, hold yourself accountable, and share your experience in the comments. How did it feel to keep your word? As we wrap up this principle, remember that keeping promises isn't about perfection. It's about intention. It's about living in alignment with your values, one choice at a time. The Stoics believed that our integrity is our greatest asset, and every promise kept is a step toward a life of meaning. Stay with me, because we're about to tie these principles together and explore how they can transform the way you navigate the world. We've just uncovered two powerful lenses to see the world more clearly: the quiet strength of unconditional kindness and the unbreakable power of keeping your word. These aren't just ideas. They're tools you can use every single day to build deeper connections, make wiser choices, and live a life that feels true to who you are. The Stoics taught us that life isn't about controlling what happens. It's about controlling how we respond. So here's how you can bring this into your life today. Start small. This week, look for one opportunity to show kindness to someone who can't repay you: a barista, a neighbor, a stranger. Notice how it feels. Then, pick one promise to yourself or someone else and follow through no matter what. These small acts aren't just moments. They're the foundation of a life rooted in integrity and purpose. On ZENLIGHT, we're all about exploring wisdom that lights up your path. So if this video resonated with you, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. What's one small act of kindness or promise you're committing to this week? Your story might inspire someone else. And don't forget to tap the bell icon so you never miss our next dive into living with intention. Thank you for being here. Let's keep growing together. See you in the next video.